Property prices near Etihad rail stations are already rising. Not when the trains start running and not when the stations open. Right now, today, before a single passenger has even boarded any train. And when I show you exactly how much they've moved and why, it's going to completely change how you think about this project. Because most of the people watching Etihad Rail News are thinking about transport. The smarter question is what it's actually doing to the property values in communities you can still buy into right now. That's what this video is actually about. Let me give you the quick version because we have a lot of ground to cover. Etihad Rail is the UAE's national railway system, 900 kilometers of track running from the Saudi border in the west, across Abu Dhabi and Dubai, all the way to Fujairah on the east coast. Every single emirate connected in one network. The freight operation has been running since February 2023 and those tracks are already active, moving cargo across the country every single day. What's launching in 2026 is the passenger service. 11 cities and regions. Abu Dhabi to Dubai in 57 minutes, Dubai to Fujairah in around 50 minutes, trains running up to 200 kilometers per hour, and separately, this is worth knowing, a high-speed line between Abu Dhabi and Dubai is already being planned, running at 350 kilometers an hour, with a 30-minute journey time targeted for around 2030. The project has been 16 years in development and it's not a concept, it's actually happening. But here's the thing about Etihad Rail that I don't think enough people in this market have fully understood yet. The opportunity isn't in 2026 when the trains start moving. The opportunity is right now, before most investors have caught up with what this network actually does to the communities along its route. To understand why, I need to show you what happened in London.
Completely overwhelmed.
It's really nice.
It's absolutely life-changing.
3.5 years
And
late.
took much longer than planned.
4 billion over budget, nearly 4 years late.
In 2009, London announced the Elizabeth Line, Crossrail, a new east-west rail connecting through the city, linking areas that had previously been poorly connected. The announcement was made in 2009 and the line didn't fully open until 2022. 13 years between announcement and operation. And here's what happened to the property during that gap. In 8 years following the announcement, properties within a mile of the planned Crossrail stations rose by an average of 66%. Abbey Wood specifically hit 71% before the line even opened. JLL reported that properties near future stations were already appreciating faster than the rest of the city. Think about that for a second. Property markets don't wait for infrastructure to open. They price in what's coming. The moment people believe that the connectivity is real and that the delivery is credible, demand shifts into the communities that will benefit and the prices follow. I've seen the exact same thing play out here in Dubai with the metro station. Research from CBRE shows that properties within a 500-meter radius of the Dubai metro station still command a sustained 8 to 15% price premium over comparable properties further away. Not a spike, a permanent structural premium, because convenience gets priced in and always stays priced in. Now here's why I actually opened this video the way that I did. The Crossrail and the metro data aren't just interesting historical comparisons. They're the mechanism explaining exactly what's going to happen with the Etihad rail stations right now. The market is reading the signals and it's moving. This is the part that I really want you to pay attention to. According to data published in August 2025, property values in areas near confirmed Etihad rail stations had risen by an average of 13% over the prior 9 months. Dubai South was up 17%, Dubai Investment Park was also up 17%, and rental values near those same locations averaged a 9% increase over the same period. 9% rental growth, 13% on average capital growth, 17% in specific communities. And again, this is before a single passenger journey. So no trains are running, stations are still under construction, and this isn't speculation. This is the Crossrail effect playing out in real time across the UAE. And if that's what the market has already done in the period leading up to the launch, the real question isn't whether the Etihad Rail is good for property. The question is where along this network is the remaining opportunity that still sits. Now that's what I'm going to talk about now. Let me be very specific, because vague statements about connectivity are useless to you as an investor. The Dubai station is confirmed at Jumeirah Golf Estates along Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, sitting adjacent to the existing Jumeirah Golf Estates metro station. This is a significant reason that goes beyond the station itself. Wassal, the developer behind the next chapter expansion at Jumeirah Golf Estates, has confirmed that the Etihad rail station is being built directly within the development. What that creates is a genuine trimodal multimodal transport node. Metro, national rail, and road access all in one location. In the southern corridor of Dubai, the communities that sit within close reach of that node, I'm talking Dubai South, Al Furjan, Damak Hills, Mudun, Town Square, Tilal Al Gaf, these areas where buyers have historically accepted the distance trade-off to get space and value, that trade-off is disappearing. A professional living in Dubai South and working in Abu Dhabi can realistically commute by rail. The 17% growth since Dubai South that I mentioned earlier is not a coincidence. That's the market understanding exactly this before most commentators have even caught up. But here's what I think the most underrated part of this story is. Everyone focuses on the Dubai station, which is understandable, but the more interesting property story might actually be what this network does to Sharjah and Fujairah. The Sharjah station lands in University City, close to Sharjah's international airport, serving as one of the most densely populated commuter corridors in the country. I've worked with clients in Sharjah for years. The conversation has always been the exact same. Better value and more space, but the commute to Dubai kills it. That objection is about to structurally weaken, not disappear entirely because there's still the last mile connectivity to figure out, but a reliable, time-constrained rail connection from Sharjah to Dubai, which changes who's willing to choose Sharjah. And when the pool of willing buyers expands, so does the market. The Fujairah story is different and I think genuinely underappreciated. The station lands in the Al Hilal area on the east of the coast. Fujairah has always been isolated by geography and the Hajar Mountains create a natural barrier and there's only one main road in and out. For a lifestyle buyer who wants East Coast living but needs the connectivity to the rest of the country, that isolation has always been a big deal breaker. Rail doesn't fully solve it, but it meaningfully changes the equation. Tourism and weekend traffic improve, business case for East Coast operations strengthen, and residential demand from people who actually want the lifestyle without full disconnection starts to build. These aren't fast-moving markets like Dubai South, but they're still markets where entry is still affordable and the directional case is clear. Before we go ahead and talk about what investors should actually do, there's one angle of this project that almost nobody covers in the property conversation: the freight network. It's already running and it matters a lot because it connects the Khalifa port in Abu Dhabi to the Jebel Ali port here in Dubai, the largest port in the Middle East and one of the top 10 busiest container ports in the entire world, and the port of Fujairah on the east coast. That creates a continuous logistics spine from the Arabian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman. When that kind of connectivity improves, when shipping and distribution become faster and cheaper, industrial and logistics real estate near those freight corridors become even more valuable. I'm talking warehouses, distribution centers, logistics parks. This segment of the UAE market has been quietly one of the strongest performers for several years. Etihad Rail's freight network strengthens those fundamental cases further, and it's a very different conversation to the residential property, but for anyone thinking about commercial or industrial assets in the UAE, this network is directly relevant. Here's my honest read on this, and I want to be very direct because I think there's a version of this conversation that gets completely oversold. Etihad Rail is genuinely significant infrastructure. The travel time reductions are real, the connectivity impact on where people can realistically live and work is real, the historical precedent from Crossrail and the Dubai Metro is clear, and the data showing prices already moving before the service launches is real. But infrastructure alone doesn't guarantee returns in any specific community. What matters is actually the combination. Affordability relative to the connectivity premium that you're buying into, the quality of the specific development, and whether the last mile connectivity problem gets solved. A station 2 kilometers from the nearest housing without reliable feeder transport is worth less than one that integrates cleanly into how people actually move around. The communities that I actually think present the most compelling current combination of affordability and incoming connectivity are in the southern Dubai corridor, and obviously in Sharjah. That's actually where I'd be looking to invest my capital. Real estate executives quoted in the market have projected appreciation of 15 to 25% in areas near Etihad rail stations within the first 3 to 5 years following launch of passenger operations. I think that that's a reasonable range for the right assets in the right locations. The people who will capture most of that upside are the ones who move before the trains do, which, if you've been paying close attention to the data we walked through today, it's exactly what's already happening. Now, I want to come back to where I started with this video. Property prices near Etihad rail stations are already moving. 13% average capital growth in 9 months, 17% in Dubai South, 9% rental growth before a single passenger journey. If If you understand why this is happening, and I hope you do by this point in the video, then you should understand the window is actually now, while the market is still pricing in what's coming rather than what's already here. I've watched Dubai's infrastructure story for a very, very long time. The metro changed where people lived in the city, and I believe that Etihad Rail will do the same thing. But across the entire country, not just one emirate, the people who understood that the metro was meant to be in 2009 and bought accordingly did very, very well. And the same opportunity is sitting right in front of you right now. The only variable is whether you're positioned before the trains move or after.